cool fucking podcast, man. Jesus.
Yeah, it's cool.
Like, look at the couch, the whole fucking thing filmed.
Alright, so we're back after a quick
Look at that, you can
toilet
fucking see
break.
it there too, can't you? Look at the picture. Look at
Jesus.
that. Weird shit.
So influences. Well, look,
Are we on?
Yeah, we're
Oh,
on.
sorry. Here we go. So.
Stop showing people your
Bring
injury.
that mic closer. Bring
so
that mic closer to your face, bro.
Influences. So tell us what got you into comedy and you know, that type of thing, like, you know, your influences. And...
All right. My first gig was I was working for Optus Vision. No, Foxtel. And I got poached from Optus to Foxtel. But and a friend that I was working with said he had a gig, and I was a muso at the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, fuck, I'll go and see a gig. And I turned up, and it was Paul Brash who was the MC, but I thought it was music. So he came out just talking, and I was thinking it was gonna be like a Talking Heads, you know, when you come out with, and then just each song a new instrument would come out.
Yeah.
And I thought he was just gonna do it that way, but he was fucking hilarious. I'm going, God, this guy's funny. And then he brought on another act. I'm going, this isn't fucking music. But I loved it, and I was like, oh fuck, I've got to do this. So that was my first show I saw, and then the next show I got on, and that was a birthday present to myself. I was like, I'm going to do comedy.
What was the time frame between seeing this and then coming up with some stuff for a gig? For your first gig?
It was 2 weeks.
No shit.
2 weeks seeing it going, I want to do this.
Damn.
And then got into it.
Was it
And
an easy
loved it.
transition from muso to...
Well, no, I've never done music on stage.
Okay.
Only because I don't think my character could take it. And music to me has always been serious.
Yeah.
I think I would do it, but I mean, we've talked about it, but it's got to be a completely different motherfucker.
Yeah.
Than what than my comedy. So it'd be a different thing. But yeah, it's I just loved. I always watched comedy on television. It was those shows that they'd have a comedian on. And I always loved that. And
yeah.
so I didn't know there was a scene, and then got into it, and then it was maybe 6 months. In 6 months, I won Triple J and got Harold Park Comedian of the Year.
Damn, son.
And
That's like, because you won Raw in 99 or 2000?
in 99.
99,
Yeah, man. Fuck.
And that was all 6 months. 6 months of starting.
Oh, Jesus.
And just killed it.
Yeah.
And then it was only, but the first 6 months I was having a dream run.
Yeah.
But there were no open mic gigs. So there was no such thing as an open mic gig. So you would get onto a pro room, and if you fucked it, you weren't on for months.
Yeah.
So you practiced and you did it in front of mirrors, and you paused for laughter, which you can never.
You can't dictate
You
predict
think
it,
you can, but you can't. And you had 5 minutes, and then you had 10 minutes, but when I started, people would go from open mic to headline within a year.
Wow.
Damn.
Because there was no professional open micers. There was no people doing it for years. Like, that was the only way forward.
Yeah, just get up
So
there
you
and do
got
it.
on. Your goal was to get 15. That was a support.
Yeah.
15 to 20.
Yeah.
And in those days, it was paid $10 a minute.
Fuck.
So if you did a 20-minute support, you got $200. If you did a 40-minute headline, you got $400.
Wow.
This is back in the early 2000s.
That's better than 6 line wages. That's nice.
It's such good. It's good money.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. So and then
Not that I know.
the money's down now. What with shaking fucking jugs at this place with buskers in
Fucking
Melbourne.
A.
Yeah.
It's fucking awful.
It's like working in a titty bar or something.
Uh,
Yeah, like, what about you?
Yeah, when I was like a kid, I was brought up in like a real like broken home kind of thing. So like I didn't really know what was funny and shit. And my mom sent me to like my older sister's house so she could babysit for us, and she put on Delirious. Like when I was like 6.
Eddie Murphy?
Yeah, Eddie Murphy's Delirious.
Is that
man.
red or blue suit?
Red
Yeah,
suit.
that's a good question. I always get
Put on
confused.
Delirious, and it was probably around the time, like it was probably like a year or two old at the time. Like I would have been 6, so yeah, probably a year or two old.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I never laughed that hard ever and like it completely distracted me from all the shit going on around me.
Yep.
And I was like, I love this. I need more of this. And like, but I was only a kid. So then like most of my childhood was like looking, like I was just saying fucked up shit already. I was like just running on the Eddie Murphy delirious shit, like trying to like come up with my own crap. And then yeah, I think like till I seen, was it Dennis Leary, No Cure for Cancer?
Yeah.
And like, look, I know he stole a lot of that,
Oh,
but I didn't know that at the time. Yeah, at the time,
right?
yeah. I was like,
yeah.
this dude's saying fucking crazy, fucked up shit, and I was like, oh fuck yeah. Like I know and I hate people stealing jokes now, and I'm not fucking cool with what he done. But like his delivery was amazing. I've seen like the comparison. So he was nicking it off Hits.
Okay. Oh, Hits.
So, and like a lot of people kind of thing.
Oh,
like
shit.
if you look it up now, but like at the same time, like his delivery was fucking
I thought
on
it was
point.
hilarious
Yeah,
too.
very funny. And I was like, that's the next one. And then after that, I waited till I seen Dave Chappelle, like do his shit, like the Dave Chappelle show. It also like broke down barriers of racism. That shit, like it changed the world.
I've never bought into Dave Chappelle.
Eh?
Have you ever seen Killing Them Softly?
Is that his latest one?
No. That's probably one of the.
No, I haven't.
One of his first.
Yeah,
Well,
one
I
of his
never
first,
watched.
yeah.
It's only been the last 2 years that I've started watching comedy.
Yeah, word. Yeah, I was
Unless
watching
it's
it, man.
Stuart Lee. I
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
love
yeah.
Stuart
Yeah,
Lee.
word. I don't think I've seen Stuart
Oh,
Lee.
he's
I'll have to
fucking
check this
awesome.
out.
So good.
Hey.
Brutal.
But it just let
That
off.
Braveheart bit while he's in Scotland. Holy shit.
I
He's
think
so good.
I think Jim Jeffries made me think that I could do it. Because
I-
like at
yeah,
the
same.
time I was just like I'd quit rap. Like I was a rapper for fucking till I was like 13 to 27,
Yeah.
and like it was always fucked up shit. Like I was always like fucking, you know, fuck fat bitches about. Like it was always like it's like dark ass fucking comedy rap. And the dude that fucking made my MySpace page for me wrote it as comedy rap. And like and then I quit rap. I got into tattooing. And I was just like, I needed an outlet to write because I was like illiterate for most of my youth. Like I really only learned how to read and write by 25.
Oh shit.
So yeah, but I had to teach myself. Like I was just like, got to learn how to do this. And then I needed something to write instead of raps. So I just like write funny rants
Yeah.
on Facebook and things like that. Just like funny rants, and like we're getting a lot of
Yeah,
likes.
we've all seen them.
How do you deal with Facebook? Like, what's your goal on Facebook? Is it to
To be honest,
create
like
conversation and
Nah,
piss
to
people
be-
off?
to be
like it is
honest-
for me.
to be honest with it, it was like, at first it was just a way to write and keep writing and keep my like literacy up, like
Yeah.
and get better at it. And spell check helped because like, but if like the way I learned how to read and write
Spell
was
check.
like I'd go to the dictionary, I'd find a word that I didn't understand, like and I'd just write it down. Like I'd write like 12 words a week. And then fucking memorize them. But I'd read the phonetic bit, and that's what would help me spell it out. And I'd write the phonetic bit, read how it was written, and it was just like a long period of time, like 5 or 6 years of me trying to do it. And like, cause all my friends were getting famous rapping, like they're all making money of this shit, and I was like, I can only freestyle, you know, like that's off the top of the head shit. And I'm like, holy fuck, if I'm gonna make it in this industry, I've got to learn how to read and write and fucking record something and shit like that. And yeah, I promised myself at 27 I'd quit rap if I hadn't made it because I didn't want to be that 30-year-old Aussie rapper. You know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like a 30-year-old, like, I'm keeping it cool in the scene and
As
shit.
a 50-year-old, I find
Who
that
hasn't
offensive.
made it. Yeah. But like the one thing about comedy though is that like you can do comedy at any age.
Yeah.
It's not lame. You've got your job, you're working hard, you're fucking doing your thing, you can get up and just tell jokes. As long as you're making people laugh, it's good.
Well, you used to be. I think comedy when I started, you could be big fat ass with fucked teeth.
Yeah.
And if you were funny, you went straight to the top.
Yeah,
Now
fucking
it's tight jeans and a cool haircut.
yeah, oh man, it's true, it's true.
Like, what the fuck?
It's true, you don't need laughs just as long as the broads love you. That's why I became a vegan for that small amount of time.
That's why I'm struggling.
You
I
could
should
be,
get an exercise regime, all right, boys.
Yeah.
We need to buy some
As of today.
You need to fuck your teeth up.
now get the second worst eating disorder, veganism, on you, and you'll lose some weight.
Yeah.
Second worst one. At least you're eating, I guess. Like you're still fucking
Yeah.
starving like a punk. But yeah, you know. But I honestly I tried not doing creative shit for 2 years. Like, I tried not being creative. I was like, nah, I don't like scenes. I don't like the whole thing. I'm just not gonna create shit.
But you're a skater, right? And
Yeah.
skaters always creative.
Oh, but I wasn't skating either. I was like,
Oh,
I was
okay.
dead set, just like fixing cars, going home, going to bed,
Joke
fixing
off.
cars, drinking on the weekend, getting hammered, fucking making a nuisance of myself.
Yeah.
And then, it just got to a point where like I was so depressed, and like I was still writing jokes all the time. Like I just wasn't doing it live.
Yeah.
And like I got in an argument with a zoologist about if dolphins were fish or not. See, this is like this old creepy guy was cracking onto like this 18-year-old chick that I knew,
Oh, yeah?
and I was like, and she was like,
How old?
help, huh? He would have been older than you.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Because that's old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was cracking onto her, and she's
What
like,
a disgusting bastard. Kill yourself, fuckhead.
he was like, help, and I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm a zoologist, and I'm like, what do you think of dolphins? And he's like, it's a magical creature.
Yeah.
Fucking, they're so intelligent
Fuck off.
and fucking things. And I was like,
Pisses out of its
I was
back.
like, I think they're fish. I was like, I think they're
This is
fish,
what
and he's like, it's a mammal. I'm like, they're clearly fish. And I just started arguing with this dude, just fucking real ramping it in there. And like people were laughing around me. Like there was just like a crowd of people just pissing themselves. The chick had easily gotten away from that fucking horrible situation
Yeah.
of like old creepy zoologists trying to fuck her. And afterwards, I'm pretty sure I won that argument, being completely wrong. Like everyone was like, oh,
speaking,
yeah.
if it was
maybe not,
from the
but-
audience, from the people standing around laughing, I won that shit. And like some dude came up to me, he's like, man, you should do stand-up comedy. There's this gig called the Crown and Anchor in Newcastle. Fucking, if you do exactly what you just did then on stage, you're a comedian. Go there and do it. And I was like, I'll think about it. And I did.
And then you did it.
Yeah, I did. And I was like, and I loved it. It was better than rap. It was better than fucking.
It's better than
Anything.
everything.
Yeah, better than everything. Best feeling of like, because it's like last per minute. Like you're being told if you're doing well on the spot. Like
Yeah,
you're
You're not
knowing,
waiting for an
and
applause
it's
at
like
the end, yeah.
There's
validation.
no hiding, you're
Yeah.
not killing it.
Yeah, it's like you don't have music behind you going do like making everybody dance. It's like people are sitting there looking right at you,
Yeah.
and you've got to be funny. And it was like, and really all I did was rant. Like I got up and I ranted about things. I actually like posted a thing on Facebook like, what was your favorite Facebook rant that I've done on this thing? And a bunch of people were like, tits, because I used to write poems about tits a lot. And the one with this anorexic chick that I know was like the anorexic girlfriend thing. And I was like, all right, yeah, I'll do that for you. And then fucking, I was like, I'm gonna have to do the dolphin bit. And then another person was like, how chicks like bad boys, and you have to be like you have to like pick a bunch of small and insignificant crimes to represent the bad boy image that they did, like jaywalking and shit like that. So like
think
I
I've
just
seen
like
that
grabbed
bit,
these jokes, all these ideas, and at the time I didn't necessarily know they were jokes. I was like, these are fucking mindless rants, and I just did them on stage, and it went pretty good. You can actually like see it on my fucking YouTube channel. Like I've never taken it down. It's not great. Like it's you can tell I haven't written anything. You know, like it's just like all memorized shit, but it's still got laughs through the whole thing, and it's like the first video I posted on YouTube. And fucking
Awesome.
I say bitch a lot. I call women bitches a lot, and apparently that's
And
not
broads.
cool. And no, at the time it was just bitches because I was a rapper, and yeah, like, but yeah, like I respect women. Whatever.
Have you guys? So
His story checks out.
yeah. So if you take it back, so starting small, you're finding your feet, you're getting into it. Did you guys have a gig where you're like, fuck, I could be a comic, I could be an actual fucking comic? Like, did you ever walk off a stage and you're like, I've got something here?
Yeah, the first one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a killer on my first one too.
Lucky bastard. Right.
But it was about 4 gigs in where I had a massive nosedive,
Yeah.
and then I was like, oh fuck, can I?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
my
I don't know
third
if I
gig,
can.
my third gig bombed. It was like, yeah, it was about how good looking I was, and the problems of being good looking. And
The premise is hilarious.
yeah, you know, but I've tried it in front of people a lot, and they do not appreciate it one bit. Like, it just went down, but it wasn't even that down. Like, people, like, still appreciated it, but they were like, don't do that again.
But did you lose that? Did you lose that edge? Like once you saw you sort of, I don't know, you bombed or you didn't feel it. Did you sort of start getting in your own head? How did you get back from that point?
Work harder.
Okay.
Yeah, be more funny. Like, be funnier than, like, more punchlines.
But if you're questioning yourself, that's what I'm trying to say. You
Yeah, no,
question.
fuck that.
You don't. You just fuck it.
Like, I question, but, like, I'm like, no, this is what I want to do. I'm
Yeah.
in this. I'm fucking doing this. No matter what.
Have you ever had a gig that made you think, I can't do this, or you've had to have a break from it?
No.
No. No, I'll tell you the truth, like, sometimes I'm like, I need a break from the scene. But, like, apart from the scene, no, I'm like,
scene, sometimes you need to escape.
yeah, the moment I'm on stage, it's like the best feeling in the world. Like, it's and like, I'm freaking out beforehand, like, I'm nervous.
Oh, fuck
Even
yeah.
today, I still feel a little bit nervous before I get up. Like, I panic, all this shit goes through my head. But the moment I stand, but I know now that the moment I stand on stage, it's gonna be fine.
I find live TV's nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
There's no gig now that, like, if I walk out there and they're just awful, I just think, fuck, it's one of these.
Yeah.
And then just go through the motions and
Yeah.
So, speaking of TV, what was it like jumping on Rove?
awful.
Back in the
Because
day?
on the show it looks like you're just there and you start, but you're standing there in front of the audience while he's doing some fucking segment, so he's sitting there like a turd in a punch bowl. Just fucking standing there and everyone's looking at you and you can't say anything, and then it just goes now, and then you've got to go, hey, as if you've just rocked up.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
But they're all sitting there, what the fuck is this dude doing standing right in front of me?
How did going on TV work? Like, what did you gain from that after that? Like,
Nothing at
No?
all. It's something for a show reel.
yeah,
It shows that you've done things, but you know, I don't play the game in this business. Like, it's just about the art for me. I love
we know.
I
you
love
don't play the
doing what I want to do.
Yeah,
And as soon as I don't want to do it, I look at these radio comics, and like a lot of comics go, I just want to get onto radio.
Yeah.
And it's like, but then you look at these people who've done 10 years of it, their blade is as dull as a motherfucker.
yeah,
They're half the comic they used. You can't sit there and go, I'm turning the world on its fucking ass, showing you how the fucking world works, and then be doing a fucking traffic report for Dandenong Road. You know, it's like you become a dumb sellout motherfucker.
yeah.
You can't stay fucking on the pulse.
I swear it's got to
When
eat
you're
at
being
their
told
insides,
what
though,
to
right?
do.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. It's all about freedom, right? Like,
When you're going, oh, and by the way, if you want a great place to get curtains, there's a curtain sale that you can't sit there and go, this is what's the problem with the world.
do you reckon they cry when they cash in their paycheck?
Oh, no, they're
Don't do
fucking
that.
rich motherfuckers.
No, they're
but it's not
Wainhouses,
about
no.
cash, right?
It's
Well,
not,
I've made
no.
none. I've made none.
Right.
So, I mean, for me personally, like the same as you, I came from a music background as well, and you know, we're obviously a bit different with rap, but like, I came from a place where I'm working with 4 other people. We all know exactly what we're doing. We rehearse on a Monday night. We know what we're doing for this gig. We're doing song 3, song 5, blah 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 blah. But then, as soon as I made the jump to comedy, it's like I'm my own boss.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking freeing. So, like, did they tell you, what I'm asking is, like, when you jumped on TV, did they tell you you can do that bit? Or
Yeah.
you can...
Well, with Rove, they got me to send in a script.
Oh, wow.
So what I would do is I would send in an intro and then send in like 5 scripts, and I may do either one of these, which left it, so they would just check for anything inappropriate, but it still gave me room to wiggle up there if I needed to, because I've never been a scripty person unless it's a festival show.
Yeah.
So I always like that, I don't know, the freedom to decide to do this joke now.
Yeah.
It's like
on the night, yeah. That makes sense.
It's like a you're doing a joke, and it's like a gun. You just want another bullet in the chamber. So you're kind of working that joke out there, and once you've got another bullet in it, that's the one you fire next.
Yeah.
But you want to work that out as you're going.
Yeah.
Script. As soon as you start scripting things, it becomes laboured and.
Takes the fun out of it.
Well, yeah, but even for the audience perspective, it seems like this is rehearsed. It's once you've got that going,
And
it
how
kills it.
how rehearsed was it when you got on when you were on Rove and you were doing your
Well, the intro, the first joke
yeah.
was I was starting with that, but then I knew I had a level to go with. Like I had a lot of jokes I could pop in, and I knew what I was going to finish on.
Yeah.
Once they cleared all those jokes, I knew I could do all these jokes.
Yeah.
And I did it 3 times, so it's only 3 minutes, but you get a fuck ton of jokes out in that time.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
So yeah, and I knew those jokes would have cleared. The ones I didn't do would have cleared for the next one.
You happy you did it in retrospect?
Yeah, it was a great experience. It was so nerve wracking,
Oh,
so scary, because it's there for fucking ever too.
yeah.
Like if you die, if you freeze, I was thinking I may freeze.
Yeah.
I may just go and
Yeah,
go
fuck.
completely blank, because I'm normally quite, especially in those days, I was normally quite drunk when I got up on stage.
Nice.
So
Yeah, I feel that.
yeah, and I was hoeing into their bar. I was hoeing into the rider pretty heavy.
Yeah.
But then you look at it and you think, okay, like Rove's getting laughs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get laughs.
I think one of my favorite compliments in comedy that I've gotten was like alright, so like I'd been drinking for like maybe 2 weeks straight, and I was at a gig and like almost passing out on the table, and then like they were like Nenke, and I'm like, I got up on stage and just remembered my joke 100%, did well, and then got back off stage and was so like, I was just so fucking hammered, like absolutely slaughtered. And this comedian came up to me and he's like, dude, I panic about like forgetting my jokes on stage, and I see you all the time almost passing out on the table at a fucking comedy night, and you just get up and
There's
you're
you who
fucking
sometimes
same
forgets his
energetic
pants.
fucking I like that was, I feel like that was my best goal, was like you can still remember what you're doing when you get up on stage that hammered. And I'm like, oh, that's really nice. Like I've had like, you're really good, that was amazing, I really love that joke, but it was like someone recognizing the hard work I'm putting into this shit. Like how much
Bleeding
alcohol
from my
I'm
heart.
drinking,
Yeah.
kicking through. It was like, yeah, you noticed, finally.
Man, that makes my best compliment seem like shit. I jumped off stage once at Speakeasy and the place was packed, and this lady comes on, absolute fucking cougar, comes up to me and goes, I really liked your set. And, like, she was stunning. I was like, thanks. And she goes, I just want you to know that if my husband wasn't here, we'd be in the toilet right now.
Oh damn, son, no,
It's
that's
like,
good.
fuck.
No, this
Fuck.
is like when I first started comedy, because like when I used to rap, I'd get off stage and chicks would throw themselves at me.
Yeah.
Right, and when I started comedy, I was like, the moment I do a joke and I get off stage and a chick throws themselves at me, I'm doing good.
Yeah.
You know, it was probably like 6 months into my comedy in Newcastle. I got off stage and like the hottest chick in the room came up to me and was like, that was really good. I was like, thank you. She's like, want to go outside and have a cigarette? And I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. We went outside and she just started making out with me. And I was like, this is great. It happened. It fucking happened.
Fuck music.
Like, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, see, I've never had that. I've never had chicks coming onto me after gigs. But then, mind you, I don't hang with punters afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hang with comics mostly. I let the fucking piggies do whatever they want to do. But I find it really embarrassing. I get really embarrassed if I'm out there.
Yeah.
Because I fuck up too. I remember doing the road show one year, and people are going, "Hey, great show," and I'm going like, "Thanks, great show, thanks, great show, thanks." And then one guy goes, "Hi," and I went, "Thanks." I was like, "Ah, fuck." It's like, yeah,
Stuffed it.
Quiz start again. Yeah.
yeah. It's like, I don't want to hang with these people. I want to make them laugh, but I don't want to.
I want to spend my days with them.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's like I'm sure they're really great people. I just feel I'd rather meet on an equal term
Yeah, when
than
you're
after
not
being
fucking-
up high.
Yeah.
Because you've got this power
Yeah, the power
advantage.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
And I don't like that. I like meeting people one on one.
Yeah, you get more out of them. Huh?
It's easier to, because then you meet real people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was at the lounge the other night, and this guy goes, Matt Nenke? And I was like, yeah. And I'm like, I had no idea who this dude was. He's probably going to watch this because we're friends on Facebook now. But he was like,
Please watch.
he was like, we met 4 years ago when you just moved to Melbourne and you didn't know anybody. Because like when I moved here, I knew nobody. So I used to just go to bars and just start drinking and just like start talking to random people and try to find like a friend group to hang out with.
Yeah.
It took a while.
Yeah.
But like I'd just meet random people, talk to them for a bit, hang out, fucking, eventually find like a little group to hang out with kind of thing. But he's like, we met 4 years ago. You were like, I want to become a famous comedian in Melbourne. That's my goal. And you were at the comedy scene. I was like, I'm not getting up, actually. I'm doing all right, bro. I'm doing like a festival show. You can come with. He's
I
like,
cleaned the toilets during the show.
and then he told me he was following all my sketches on Facebook and shit like that.
Oh,
He was like, you did this sketch just when I was breaking up with my missus, where it was like two people were having a discussion, and it was about politics. And it was like the sketch was like uni student was talking to like a middle-aged lady.
Yeah.
He's like, who'd you vote for? And she's like, oh, I don't vote. And he's like, you don't vote? And he drops his phone like real angry, and I come in and I'm like, you ever get your early 20s uni student friend getting angry at you for not voting? And she's like, and I'm like, I'll show you how to fix this problem. And what I do is I walk up behind him while he's yelling at her, and I coward punch him. Just fucking, and I'm like, that's right, coward punch that guy so hard that it makes you news. You never have to deal with a solid ear raping again. Like, you watch that just
I don't
after.
subscribe to coward punching, for the record.
I do, yeah.
Me
I'm all
neither.
about it.
Yeah.
We
And
need to
he was like,
explain
that
before
made
this
me
episode.
laugh so hard, and I just wish every dumb cunt that came up to me and tried to like talk to me about my breakup, there was a you there to come up and coward punch them. And I was like, Jesus fuck, bro. Thank you. That's quite a compliment. I appreciate that.
That could be a little side business for you.
Yeah, just like just coward punching people. Like, look, I'm not gonna do it. Like, I know I'm not allowed to hit people anymore. Like, I'm 36, like, when I was a kid, man, violence was like, okay. We're all about it.
36.
Yeah, sorry, 50. Well, back when I was a kid, man, you could hit people. You could just hit.
Yeah, fuck
whoever.
yeah.
Fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
no one rips you off when
You'd
you're
have
in the
you'd have a
fucking
beer with
70s.
them afterwards. Like, fucking, it was a nice time. Like, it was a fucking pleasant and happy time.
That was a good time because that's how men dealt with shit. They punch the
Yeah.
fuck out of someone and they go, you beat me, and then you were friends.
Yeah, fucking I always said it like
Girls always fight nastily.
Yeah.
Generally, like they're bitches about it.
I've got the
they
balance
get on
right.
an emotional level. Like, I don't like the way your hair is today.
But this is what Melbourne boys are doing these days. They start fighting like fucking bitches.
Yeah,
So
fucking
just punch me.
Good
and
on, lad.
fucking
Yeah, can
I-
we just
if
hit
you
each
beat
other?
Me, you beat me. As soon as you say give, it's over.
No,
It's up to
I
you.
feel it,
I'll-
yeah. There's been a few gigs where it's nearly ended up. Well, it has ended up in a punch on. Did Werribee a few times, and these dudes were just being absolute fuckwits, and had someone standing like, "No, just go home." Security got involved, all that sort of shit. It's interesting, but yeah.
I always had this theory about like guys and girls and how they deal with shit when they're adults. Like when I was a kid, like I'd get home crying after getting beat up at school, and I'd be like, "Dad, yeah." I was like, like 6, but yeah, whatever. Maybe, who knows? And my dad would be like, "Stop being a pussy. Get outside and chop some wood."
Yeah.
And I'll turn that sadness into anger. I use the anger to chop the wood. Like that was the fucking mission. Where like my sister would get home crying after being like verbally bullied at school, and she's like, "Those women are bitches," and like just fucking like giving my sister like, "No, you're amazing. Everything's good." Blah blah blah. And then like my dad's like, "Use that muscle from chopping that wood to fight those guns.
Yeah.
Pick up a brick. Pick up a brick, bro. Smack them with the brick."
Yeah,
I was like,
but that's how it was in the old days.
Pick
It
up
was,
fucking anything,
Hey,
yeah.
and then they become friends. You do it, and then you use the friends. Yeah, 100% every time.
Some of my best friends are dudes I'd fought
Yeah, I moved in a guy with. I moved in a
we
guy.
just punched the shit out of each other, and we just realised where we were. But it never got to that again. Like I got friends that are tougher than me. I got friends who aren't.
Oh yeah.
But we never fought again.
Yeah.
Because we always knew it was like, okay.
I moved into a house
I'm
with
not
a
going to
guy that
fucking
stabbed
argue on
me.
that one, but you know where I stood on it.
Some guy stabbed me in the neck once, and then I went to stab him
That
back.
is not a friend.
Willpool, you know, we'll just like stop selling drugs in my area, you know, like, and then it took 3 months for it to heal. I stabbed him back, and then he let me move into his house. Like it was a fucking, and we became friends.
How could you fucking sleep at night? Like,
Nah, it was
this
like
cunt
it's already been
stabbed
done.
me.
It's all been done.
Okay, all right. You got
So it's like we said sorry, we shook
He
hands.
said sorry and shook hands.
Yeah, we were alright. And he's like, you need a place to live, and I'm like, yes. He's like, you can stay in this room. I was
Yeah,
like,
that's
"Dad,
cool.
yeah, friends.
But if you touch the food in my fridge,
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, you know not to fuck with
him.
you know, but like it's also like
Oh shit, yeah.
like these days you can
Prison
fuck with your
How you
friends.
no, that's how we say good morning.
Yeah, no, we'll shake hands to the knife. We'll both be looking at each other.
Fuck
Don't eat my
that.
fucking. Don't eat my spam and eggs, cunt.
Well, speaking of you know, sorting people out and shit, like all of us get in arguments every now and again online and in person. But I'm starting to notice a trend. If you start giving it back to someone, you're the bad person,
Oh yeah.
which I think's bullshit.
yeah.
Like someone says something absolutely idiot, like just fucking stupid, and you pull them up on it, whether it's directed to you or someone you know or whatever. But then you cop the brunt.
Yeah, if you don't
For it.
accept their bullshit, you're hard to work with.
Fuck off.
You don't need to accept bullshit.
Yeah.
I actually had this time where a guy openly stole my joke in front of me. It's
Yeah.
happened a couple of times, but this is the first time in Melbourne, and like, I was like, oh god, I like this guy, we're friends, but he just nicked my joke. I was like, I'm gonna handle this in the nicest way I can by grabbing him and throwing him up against the wall. And I was like, don't steal my fucking joke, cunt. That's dumb. Never do that again. And then he started crying. And I was like, oh my god, I
Shiv
don't
him?
No, I'm trying to be cool. I'm trying to be relaxed here. Trying to be a nice guy in this situation. But he
just
started
didn't wanna live
crying.
with him.
Don't cry.
Yeah,
Fuck's
fucking
sake.
hell. I was like, oh my god, what do I do here? And it
Yeah.
freaked me out because I'm not used to men crying in public.
I'm gonna get
Like, you
tears
cry-
on my fist.
Yeah, you cry in toilet like a man, and you never tell anybody about it unless you're on a podcast.
Christ,
Some people are doing a huge shit in there.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah, but with that, I think the girls are much stronger than the guys.
I don't know, women are
Girls are so
tough
much
as bricks,
stronger
dude.
than
I'll never
guys.
fuck
Yeah.
with a chick, bro. Jesus, fuck.
In my-
Women are fucking.
I keep saying in my day, but back in the day, my missus, if I was fronting up with somebody after a drink, whatever the case may be, she was nowhere near that. She was always behind me.
Yeah.
Whereas what I noticed with these younger generations, the chicks there going, "Fuck that, gloves are off, cunt." You know, it's like
yeah.
I don't.
I've
Dude,
seen
I've
some
been-
scrag
I've
fights.
been
on the
hit
street,
by
they're
some
not
of my
pretty.
girlfriends sometimes, and it hurt like a dude taking a swing, and they were little. Like you, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like a maternal thing to get used to carrying a baby. Sorry, I'm being sexist again. But like they're tough. They're strong. Fucking. And I tell you what, strong independent women turn me on.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
Fuck,
fucking-
women have always been strong and independent.
Yeah, I love
Like,
it.
it's-
No, they've had it rough, man. They've got a rough
Feminism
truck.
is fucking women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To even pretend you're a victim
Absolutely.
and fucking, it's with my daughters. Like I teach them, like if anyone is attacking you, like don't kick them in the balls because you're gonna miss.
Yeah.
Grab their fingers, give me your hand,
Snap the
and
finger.
fucking snap them.
Yeah,
and
fuck
that
right.
hand ain't fucking touching you.
Yeah.
Hey, now my
Because that's so painful, and they're really easy. A kid can break your fingers just
Yeah, fuck
chonk,
yeah.
and that hand's never touching you.
my mate
And you're going into the too hard basket anyway. They're fucking off.
my mate his sister and him were raised in like a martial arts family, learning how to fight their whole lives and shit. And no one's ever properly been able to fuck with her. Like, and she's learned how to fight. And like women can take a lot more pain than men. They can fucking throw down. They know, like, and they can attack men in like we got balls, and men are like fucking sort of irrational and crazy in a fight. Like she is a vicious world championship in her martial art fucking fighter, and like, and I think all women should learn how to fight, 100%. Like, cause like, they have the ability to do it. They're amazing.
Yeah, everyone
amazing
should learn how to fight.
Fucking A, yeah, everyone. But like,
Especially
like,
if the toilet paper wars kept going on.
Oh, yeah, to be honest, man, I'd rather send my missus out to deal with shit, man. She's smarter than me. She's fucking stronger. Like, her arms are so muscly, man. Like, my arms
ever fought someone? Like, because normally everyone goes for the fucking head, right?
Well, that's what men do. They go to the head. Yeah,
but then you're fighting someone and they just get you in the kidney and you go, oh, fuck, this guy knows how. This guy knows how to fight. Because I'm normally blocking like this. Like, oh god, where do I block?
I used to get in a lot of fights in high school. It's obviously different when you're out in public because you can get arrested and killed. But
become an adult.
Yeah. Adult sucks. But I always had this. Whenever our school was fucked. We had like year 12s pinning like year 11s against year 7s and shit. Like, oh, you said something about your mum. What? Like, you just get into it. I always had this stupid move where I'd let someone get me in a headlock and then I'd just lift a leg and just fucking drop them because I used to watch WWE. And that would like fuck their back up. They'd just go in for the kill. But it's just like, you can't.
And then just go in for the kill.
Yeah, you can't do that on Facebook. You know what I mean? Like, people will be like messaging and like, you get me on message or something. But like, this is going to be weird, but I love watching chicks like give it straight back. Because they're so much more intelligent when it comes to constructing a sentence of like, you're wrong. Like, it's fucking, where dudes will just be like, no, fuck you, man, like, you're a dumb piece of shit. Where women are like, okay, there's your problem, there's where you went wrong, blah, blah, blah.
The problem with the whole fighting is that people can't, most people are such mental midgets, they can't get into an argument. They can't take an opposing view. It's just like, I gotta fight you now. Because you don't believe what I believe.
I love hearing new people's fucking opinions, to be honest, man.
Yeah.
Like, even if it doesn't fucking vibe with mine.
I'll
Like,
change opinions if it makes sense.
You give me a good opinion.
That does make sense.
I'm always happy to be proven wrong. But it's just funny seeing people go like all out on Facebook and shit. It's hilarious.
I know. I like the Facebook arguments. I don't care. Like if I ever get like a mean comment on something I've done, I'm like, yes. Yeah. This is gonna be fun. Same if like if someone like is harassing me in an email or stuff, and I'm like, you don't know who you're fucking with. I get angry. I'm gonna have a really fun time doing this.
I find with Facebook, if you say something and people bark up, you've just got to double down. Otherwise, because if you go, oh look, fuck, sorry, then they'll never let it go. Yeah, well you shouldn't.
No, you got to.
I did a peanut allergy gag, and some lady goes, oh, my daughter has a peanut allergy. And I was like, why would I give a fuck about you and your idiot offspring? And then it just stopped. It was like, oh, God. But if I'd gone, fuck, sorry.
Fuck that.
Then it's all over. It's like, oh, look, I fucking stand by my post. I don't give a shit, really.
And if you're dumb enough to take what I'm saying seriously, like if you're
I don't even know your child.
Like I'm a PC person in reality. Like in reality, away from comedy, when I'm not posting things, like I'm like, man, like I'm alright with feminism, like the definition, like an advocate for women's rights and the grounds of gender equality. And let's be real here, all they've got to do is get equal,
really, isn't it? That's what you're about.
And all they've really got to do is CEOs got to get paid the same as another CEO. It's like I would rather that happen, but like
depending on the fucking business, though. Like the CEO of Mercedes is going to get a lot more than the CEO of fucking Jim's Mowing.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. It's a battle, man. But like, to be fair, like I want women to have equal rights like the rest of us. Like fucking, I'm all for it.
I think they
mainly so I don't have to lose arguments when I'm arguing with them. Like. 100. Like sometimes I'll be arguing with the chick and she'll pull out equal pay, and I'm like, God damn it, I can't win that. So the fucking.
But that's bullshit in the sense of my missus is corporate, right?
Yeah.
And she's been corporate for a while. If your ability's there, it's got nothing to do with if you're a chick or a bloke. If your ability's
it's
there,
sexist to think otherwise.
you're going to earn that money.
I do fuck all for female in comedy because this isn't a co-op. I'm a fucking sole trader. All I want to do is get me gigs.
Yeah,
we all are.
Katie gets her gigs.
Yeah. Katie kills too. Like it's not like Katie's
I'll throw. If I can't do a gig, I'll throw it to the 4 comics that are in my head at the moment.
Yeah.
Male or female, it's never.
Yeah.
It won't ever just be male. It'll
Yeah.
be fucking whoever's there.
Yeah.
Kate, I give most gigs to Katie because we're the same house and she's fucking capable.
Yeah.
She's a good comic, so it's.
Yeah, fuck yeah, she
Which
is.
is amazing, yeah.
But I would never give a gig to a person because they're female.
Nah, fuck.
I hate female-only comedy nights.
Yeah,
I was going
same.
to ask about that because I was chatting to a friend of mine who I won't name because she's coming into it, but I don't get it.
Well, the difference between a female-only comedy night and a male-only comedy night is one's a fucking accident, and the other one's contrived. It's, and I know females who book gigs,
Yeah.
and they'll go. And it'll be an open mic thing, and they go, okay, open on Tuesday 8 a.m. Send in if you want to do it.
Yeah.
And there'll be no fucking women.
Yeah.
Because the dudes are fucking hungry.
Yeah.
And women now can get gigs because we
Because of
need
the
that
gender, yeah.
quota.
Yeah.
So they'll just call them, but they're not as hungry.
Yeah. And they're not
well,
working it as hard.
Well, some are just as fucking hungry.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
Oh,
And they're
And,
there, though. They're there.
but they're there.
And they're fucking respect. Solid respect.
But a
Like,
fucking quota. It's
I could
like,
run for a
just
bunch
put
of
the
women
best
in
on.
the scene right
Yeah,
now.
but they do get the respect.
Who are
because
amazing.
They
Yeah.
are good.
Yeah,
Because
there's
you're
a,
sitting there going, as a bloke, and you might watch them and you go, fuck, she's amazing. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it just blows my mind
oh
what
yeah,
she's
like,
doing.
dude, like Sarah
But-
Silverman back in the day was one of my favorites. Like back in the day when she made the Sarah Silverman show, I used to piss myself to that fucking shit. Like, oh
Yeah.
man, she went through like a lot of crazy
Yeah.
stuff. And like I was like, fuck, that's amazing. Like in my head, it's never been about your gender. If you're funny, you're funny.
You're funny,
Yeah,
yeah.
Funny, funny.
Yeah, that's all it
But
is.
if you're curating a gig, wouldn't you just want the best you can get for your budget?
100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't axe some dude who's 20-year professional for some 3-month new female comedian because you needed that quota.
It
Exactly.
does happen.
That
It
fucks
does
it for
happen,
the audience. Well, of course
Yeah,
it happens.
fucking
See,
a lot, yeah.
I had a gig. I don't book her anymore because I don't find her that funny. But like, I had this gig
Oh,
going.
that could be anyone.
No,
It should be anyone. No, I can't because I slept with her and it'd be really bad. But
so she knows the real size of it. But anyway, yeah, let's keep going.
no, so I've definitely already booked up 2-3 months in advance. Normally, that's so easy mind for me. When I ask you to do a spot, I'll throw you 2 dates. It's less work for me. It's less work for you. You got something to look forward to. I know I don't have to book another act. And I had this girl on, and just by chance, it was just one of those gigs. Sometimes it happens where like 3 people drop out due to whatever, double booking. I'm sick, whatever. And this is ages ago. And as it happened, she was the only female on the act. She said in the group chat when I was explaining, you know, here's the flyer, blah, 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 here's your times, all that sort of shit. She goes, oh, nice to see I'm the only female again. I sent her a message on the side being like, hey, that puts me in a really uncomfortable
Yeah.
position. You're making me look like a dick.
Say thanks for the gig.
Yeah,
Exactly.
fucking
But then when she got it, she apologised and stuff, but then when she took the mic, it's just like, so it's always good to do a room to a bunch of straight white men. Here's my set. And I was like, fuck, you're making me look like an asshole. I even said to him, like, you're welcome to go through my messages. You can see who I've asked for
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Just because they're available today doesn't mean they're available in 2 weeks when the gig's on.
Yeah.
And the whole, like, and she goes, well, we should have asked more women. I'm like, well, I'm not going to ask a woman to jump on my set if that's the reasoning.
Well, it's open
why.
to comics, right?
Yeah,
If you're a comedian, I've got some spots.
that's it.
Like if you
that's
don't
all
get
there
in
is to
on
it.
it, you don't get in on it.
Yeah.
I'm a first in best dress. If someone
If
fails last
first
minute,
and best dress, best comic you can afford.
yeah,
That's how it should work.
And even then, man, like if someone offers me a gig, I'm there an hour in advance. Like
Yeah.
before it starts, I rock up early.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, and I'm not like I take this shit seriously. Like I don't take this shit. Like I know it's a joke, like because I'm doing jokes, but I'm taking this
No,
shit
it-
100%
you have to
seriously.
take it
I'm
seriously.
early. I'm prepared. I'm going in there with fucking material. Like I know what I'm doing. You know,
It shouldn't be about gender. It should just be about comedians.
Yeah,
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 Like,
at all,
just
yeah.
be a fucking comedian.
Yeah.
But I know,
If you're-
like, if I was in that position, if I was on the receiving end of a text saying, hey, I've had a female drop out tonight, you're a female comic, do you want to come? I'd be offended.
Yeah.
Are you,
Fucking
are
nice,
you
yeah.
booking me for what's between my legs or for
Yeah.
my ability?
Nah, it's
Yeah,
ability.
fuck
100%.
that.
Yeah, come on.
Fuck
Just
that.
fucking. Do you want me or don't you?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Well, that's
Either way is fine.
But
Let's
some,
prove it.
but
That's
some do use that leeway. You know, that ability to. I'm a woman. You need to book me.
Fuck that.
You know
if
what
you're
I mean?
funny, you'll
It's
get
not-
booked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
fucking hell.
I can't do certain rooms because they don't think I'm funny enough. Well, they haven't seen me yet. I'm not complaining. Like that's just part of the stepping stones of doing it. Like I can't do lounge tomorrow.
No.
I'm not at that level yet, and that's fine. I've got work to do. But like you can't. I fucking hate the cards being pulled. Like, oh, well, you should put me on because of this, this, and this.
No.
Well,
Yeah. Fuck off.
If we're shooting for
Yeah.
equality, it should be equality, all around thing. And like to be honest, man, I never knew about like the idea of equality in any other way except that we're all equal until like I started doing comedy.
Yep.
And then there was like, but I'm a woman and I'm a this and I'm a that. And it's like, dude, like we're all eating the same pile of shit. There's a big pile of shit. We're all eating it. We're sitting on either sides of this pile of shit saying, I want this and I want this and I want this. No, we're all fucking eating this shit. We're trying to fucking rise above it. Your skills should be more to play than anything. And like, there's a lot of women out there that are actually fucking smashing it. Like, doing really
fuck,
good.
So many.
So many.
And
it's
there,
like,
but there always
work-
has been.
and work- yeah, always,
I
yeah.
started, and there was the Fiona O'Loughlin,
She's so good. Yeah.
Kitty
One of my-
Flanagan,
yeah.
Judith Lucy, of
Amazing.
course,
Yeah.
and then you
Oh
have
my God.
Fiona McGarry's, Katrina Shields, all these
Yeah.
great female comedians who were just comedians.
Yeah.
There was
Working
no,
hours of-
there
yeah.
was no quota.
Oh my god, the dog's
They'd often be on there, but there was
Hey,
just
buddy.
fucking quota.
That
Yeah, no, it's true.
Oh.
You're amazing. Oh, you're dribbling a lot.
We might wrap that up there for part 2, just because we got the dog in. Oh man.
there's Chris.
I'm gonna go in 8 minutes.
Well,
Oh,
let's,
no,
let's,
keep going.
let's,
Wrap it up, keep it
let's
rolling.
rolling.
So, do you want to tell us about your show for Death or Glory show, Carl?
A Death of Glory. I'm gonna do an Antichrist 2 for the first week.
Which is the show you did last year?
Oh no! So it's the Antichrist show Comics Choice Award, International Comedy Festival. It's a show about. It's an anti-religious show. I grew up in a very religious family, so so I've rejigged that. I've got new stuff on that one.
Yep.
I actually seen it. It's hilarious.
It's a good
Very
show,
good.
and then the next show I'm not sure what I'm going to do in the second week, but
Because you got 2 weeks at
I've got 2 weeks.
Death
I'm
or Glory,
gonna stick my first one anti-religion again. I always love anti-religion.
Yeah.
That fucking joke about being in the library, goddamn.
Oh yeah. It's, but there's so much to it, and you know, religion is so big,
Oh yeah.
which is why this 500 group thing is not going to work. You imagine the churches that fucking barking up. Hillsong's going under.
Hillsong's going to start doing podcasts and live streaming from
Yeah.
their basement doing sing-alongs.
I'll just send a fucking Uber dude around to get the money.
We'll have a link up to your dates.
Yeah.
But if anyone, this will be out soon, but anyone who wants to know Chris's dates while they're checking it out through the Facebook page and all that sort of stuff, and Nenke and we'll have a chat about getting you a couple spots.
Sweet, thanks,
Get
bro.
on
Really
part of it,
appreciate
man.
it. Death of Glory.
So basically,
The glory.
yeah. So thank you for coming out,
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having us.
and we'll definitely see you at Death or Glory. We're going to do a podcasting down there, and we'll see what.
Thank you for having us, man.
No, man,
Jesus,
it was
fuck,
well,
yeah, really
thanks for
enjoyed
coming on,
this.
it's
Yeah.
fun.
What a cool setup.
Yeah, oh my god. This is like pro as shit.
That's all Benny's doing.
Benny, you are amazing.
Thank you, boys, once again.